Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This will be your guide how to play infested HANSON in Nexus Co-op. I already did videos about all the commanders, introduction videos, but I didn't do it on the basis of a lot of experience, so this will now be a proper guide. For the masteries, I like to use infested unit duration, although this is higher value, plus 60% infested infantry's spawn chance, but this is, I think, more valuable. It's also for the top bars, so infested unit duration plus 30%. Previously I was always using technology, research cost and speed, but I realized that actually this is 30%. That special infested are actually the backbone of your army. They are really valuable and strong, so yeah, special infested unit energy cost, and especially if you're just going for a mass marine strategy, then you definitely want to use this. And always use range of plague infestation. Infestation outbreak cooldown normally is 180 seconds, so with can get up 50%, but like 50%, not if it would be 30 or more I would think about it, but definitely range of it should be actually, I think, radius of plague infestation, yeah, plus 60%, so that's pretty good. You'll see these top bars when I will show them in action. Okay, so that was it. Map missed opportunities that I played on, and to spice it up, Nexus Battlefield, because Nexus Battlefield compositions are harder to fight than normal, and yeah, I mean, HANSON is strong, so let's get things more spicy. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, this is the command center, command base, not yet infested, so don't pay attention on these top bars. You're never gonna use them, because on 1 minute mark, well, 1 minute and 4 seconds, this space station will land over here and infested space station. It will infest the base, and then you get the proper top bars you're gonna use. And in the meantime, you can just make workers. Now workers are before infestation on cooldown, so you see 17 seconds cooldown, which is a kind of normal building time of SCV, but when it's done, you just click on the worker and then it's produced immediately, and will start mining, so you can get 4 of them. In the meantime, I'm building colonist huts over here. Colonist huts are kind of supply depot, only 350 HP, but when they finish, they will provide both supply and will spread creep around, and we also spawn infested civilians. So they finish, and you see the infested civilians. Damage rate 65 HP, and they come with leap. You don't need upgrade for this like with Stukov. And now, okay, now drew aggro. Okay, you see that this space station is landing now, infesting this. And I didn't want to lose this because it's just too zealots can overpower this. So I used the first top bar on them. It's works similar to how the Black Death mutator is working, but a lot faster, because Black Death is that is taking away 2% of units health every second. This is taking 20%, and in 5 seconds the units will actually die. 5 seconds, I think. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. First I'm getting, did I get it? Okay, I think I'm a little late. Now I'm getting it. Ideally you get this first special infested as soon as this lands, and first should always be spotter, because unlike Dead of Night, you can see that all these Hunter-Link, Boomer, Choker, Carrion, that's tank, so you can have them. But initially you have 200 energy, so you can get either spotter or hunter. Actually, Hunterlings are the cheapest. You get 2, they come in pairs. But unlike Dead of Night, only spotters are detectors, so spotters are your only form of mobile detection. You only have spotters and missile turrets as detectors. Okay, so and in addition to being detector that's there, similar to spotters in Dead of Night, it also increases the attack speed, movement speed, and health recovery speed of nearby infested units, and also corrupt spotters attack will cover enemy units with slime, causing them to take extra 20% damage at lasts for 30 seconds. So you should, yeah, I think I forgot to or misclicked, so I realized that soon enough. So now actually sending the spotter to kill the rocks. Spotter have decent damage, 26 versus psionic 52, so one of the rare units that have bonus damage against psionic. And weapon speed, it will increase with the upgrades. So I'm taking gases now, and now then I will get upgrades as soon as possible. All 4 upgrades are 100. So see, this takes on the rocks, and now energy is 30, doesn't go up. For this I need this upgrade, but first I recommend the upgrades in this order. First the first one, then makes Vested Space Station incubate an abomination, that's aberration, so a little bit called aberration, a little bit abomination, a little bit even distortion, so that's kind of confusing, but yeah, don't let it confuse you. Have the chance to mutate invested civilians, infested marines, and explosive infestation into abominations. So yeah, aberrations are really integral part of your army, especially early game, so you wanna get this upgrade first. 2 minutes research time for each without a mastery. Okay, so I will listen. Okay, a little bit late, but I started it now. And then the fourth one. The fourth one is ability to draw. Draw infested energy is increased by 50%. By the way, how do you get energy? Is by losing your unit, so you can even go a mass marine strategy. In that case, you just take 2 gas. You don't need expansion gases because both marines and medivacs just cost minerals. We'll get to that later. And yeah, I forgot to mention that after infestation, you SCVs are producing normally, but double production, and all production structures can double produce both barracks, factory, and starport. Okay, so and I'm getting this. So this and the space station can automatically recover the infested energy. Now it's not, but when you have this upgrade, it will. And then after this, then you get this second one. Enable all special infested units to produce creeps and gain 25% of movement and attack speed on creeps. And it will also allow normal infested units to spawn 1 broodling when they are dead. And this finally, this plague spread causes all HANSON combat units to spread plague to surrounding units, reducing their health by 1.25% per second, and also includes these top bars. Okay, now I'm using these first top bar. By the way, you can have 5 charges of this plague infestation that I already showed on these zealots. Genetic mutation and these two also. Other 3, yeah, up to 3 charges. Cooldowns 45, 75. This one is 2 minutes. This one is 3 minutes. Okay, so this one is really good infection invasion because it spawns a lot of infested marines, civilians, and some volatile infested, and they are really good. They have 80 HP, damage 8. They come with plague munitions, no upgrade needed like with Stukov. They can also spawn broodlings when they die, so they do a lot of damage. And when the ship dies, it will spawn at this. It's gradually spawning them, and the ship is done. When it explodes, then it spawns additional ones. Unfortunately, I forgot to send the last batch here, but even these guys will kill all of these. They do a pretty much damage. They will clear. This was my goal, to use first ship to defend the first wave and to kill this position, so that's what they will do. Okay, I'm expanding now. Spotter did the work and getting combat headquarters as a barracks, and getting this is almost done, so I have at least 1 aberration for the fight over here. And Spotter will kill this zealot. And now early game also the plague infestation is really good and you don't have a lot of army. So first aberration spawn immediately when the upgrade is done. Now I'm getting it over here, and I'm plaguing these guys so I don't lose this aberration, because I have only one now, and I'm getting the first two medivacs. You also double produce. Medivacs are really good. I didn't add the injury base, so I'll show you when I get this. Yeah, because they have pretty fast load and unload. Healing, of course, afterburners you can boost, and have upgrades that enables medivacs to unload the units almost instantly, even faster. Also increases the capacity and energy regeneration by 50%, and that affects, by the way, all the units produced in barracks, factory, and starport have some death effects. Medivacs, when they die, they will spawn 2 medics per unit. Okay, a plague also over here. Pull this aberration a little back to save it. Okay, medivacs to heal now, and okay, energy bases are on the way. By the way, you need barracks to build a factory. You need factory to build a starport, but you don't need factory to build armories. You can build armories even before factory. Okay, so you can see there, yeah, that medivac upgrade. Also steam for the marines. Now steam is kinda a tricky thing, but I'll explain it when I get some marines. And the grenades also, it says the grenades
Good news, commanders. My bots have brought me terrazine.
okay.
Good news for me.
Your forces
Here we go, clearing this area, getting the, okay, second ability is now almost done. Now it will be turned. Now you'll see that it is regenerating energy on its own. Let me speed this up a bit. Okay, oh, I didn't get the production, sorry.
upgrade.
Let's show, it's kind of bugged over here a little bit. Now I'm dropping this ship over here and going for the bonus. And now here I think I will use, will I? No, I think I didn't use the, just use the plague here. Plague radius is, by the way, like this. I cannot show you now in the, on the replay. But yeah, plague is a really cool thing. Okay, now I got to defend, and these guys will actually finish. They did a lot of damage, plague munitions and corruption from the spotter. Enables additional damage. This is, I think, the Dalam composition, so it's kind of pretty tricky Protoss composition, but I need to use plague here before I get more army. I'm getting now these marines. They can steam, but you can see it's increases, significantly increases its movement and attack speed that lasts for 15 seconds like normal steam, but the unit will instantly lose 15 health and continuously lose health within a short amount of time. Actually, I think within all duration of steam, so it can actually get to the threshold of dying. It can die of the steam though, but yeah, they have to be killed. But marines are actually win-win unit, because if they are kept alive, good, they will still do work for you. If they die, each marine that dies, each unit that you lose will get infestation, the space station 20, energetic with upgrade 30. So then you can get more special infested over here. So yeah, I like to get up to 3 spotters, and then other chokers and stanks, sometimes hunterlings, sometimes even kaboomers. You'll see that later. So that's it. This upgrade, this top bar I didn't yet use. I think I used it only once or twice. But what it does is, when you use it, it turns your units into aberrations. So you have to be careful, because you can turn even your mech units into aberrations. Or medivacs, everything that it catches. So you have to, you don't want that, of course. You want to separate like 5 marines, and then use it on them, and then they will turn into aberrations. We don't take escort, also a few volatile infested. So yeah, that's with timed life. So, and it also like counts as the marines have died, so it also will get some energy to the infested space station. So yeah, don't just use it at top of your army, because then you can turn your other stuff to the aberrations. You don't want that. Okay,
Great job, Commanders.
now I'm pushing here. Bonus is done. I drop the ship here to help with this, but I realized, okay, if I'm pushing here, I'm doing this with real army. And you can see now I added the choker. Chokers are good because they can choke 18 seconds cooldown up to 3 units. So if they're air units, it brings them to the ground, similar to in Dead of Night, and then you can attack them with the ground units, and also it immobilizes them, so they can do anything. And they also had a really good attack, like 800 HP, armor 4. At weapon speed, you see now it's 0.74 with damage 44 versus light, 88 against versus light. That's kind of, I would like it rather to be against armor, but it is how it is. Okay, it can help against the Blightbringer and Eradicators, because they are light units with a lot of HP on the on the minor evacuation. But yeah, this is like DPS more than 50 because 0.74 attack speed on the creep, and range 10, so this is more than 100 versus light, more than 50 DPS against other units. So it's really good when you have like 10 of these. It's a really great army. So I realized, okay, I will push with my main army here, and I will send these guys actually to clear this area, which is really good, so I don't have to do it later. I'm pushing here, having these marines. So if you go for pure marine strategy, then you only need gases on your main, and you can pump marines out of the 3 wrecks. Otherwise, if I go mix some mech units, then I have a starport, factory, and 2 barracks. And yeah, I'm going for Gulads because this is dominantly mixed composition that has a lot of air units. So see these guys, I do a lot of damage. I did okay, a little bit help of the plague, but they cleared this this position here. Okay, now I used it. You see I spread marines, and these guys, unfortunately these guys are part of the F2 program. Now the top bars, these and these guys are not part of the F2 program. So I think yeah, I didn't even use infestation outbreak yet. So that's, which is good, because you can just F2 your whole army in another direction and send this guy in the other. But I would like these guys to be the same, but these unfortunately are part of the F2 program. So yeah, this is how it is. Okay, now I use this. So I use this top bar. It's throws a lot of eggs, and the units caught in the middle kind of have their movement paths blocked. So and also being slowed down. And then after a few seconds, like 3 or 4 seconds, it hatches a lot of volatile infested that will attack our units, dealing a lot of damage to ground units around. So there's this top bar. Okay, now I have to defend here. I'm using plague. And see, these guys are spawned from dead marines. They are also not part of the F2 thingy. And I added the stanks. Stanks have not 6,000 as a Dead of Night, only 3, but I mean 3,000 is still a lot. They do a lot of damage. Weapon speed like this. This is 0.53, so this almost 2 attacks every second, and damage 65. So this is like more than 420 DPS, and it's like pretty good thing. And I can also tank armor 9 like this. By the way, all special infested come 3 with 3-3. So yeah, the upgrades, infantry upgrades, these upgrades are for the aberrations, and in the NG base for aberrations, and for your all infantry, and this is for the starport and factory units. But the special infested come with 3-3, so no upgrades needed. It's an armor 9. That's really great. And also the ram with cooldown only 8 seconds, deal a lot of damage to all units in front, like Stanks do on the Dead of Night. And also it can ram also air units and heroic units and stun them. So otherwise it cannot attack air unit on the ground, but it can ram them. So it's always good to have at least one tank. I usually have 1 or 2 tanks with the army, sometimes more. So Goliaths, they have multi-lock weapon system upgrade, same as the Swans one. They don't need range upgrades because they already have a lot of range. And the death effects is that the wreckage will fire a cluster of missiles at the enemies. Heavy guard mecha, this is the thing. This is the unit that is like Swan's Air is a little bit bigger, but this thing is like on these on the. If you remember the Wings of Liberty campaign, that bonus mission when you find these guys in installation, you find these bots, and then you can use it to fight the Brutalist with it, and you can choose between multi-purpose weapons. Here they come with default, but you can switch to Nopal Burninator. Okay, what a name! Anti-infantry flamethrower. So against the Zerglings, light units, really good, and or anti-armored. So against massive ground units. So they are not particularly good against air, but they are decent with multi-purpose cannons. So what HANSON actually sucked when I'm at this anti-air like composition with Scourge, and if you're fighting Nexus Battlefield compositions like air Zerg overminds air composition, it comes with a huge amount of Scourge. So they can actually, most of them, they can connect and kill a lot of your medivacs and spotters. So you might wanna have Marines in front and plague them and pull back, so they might die before they can connect, and use these kind of tricks, because if you just go into them, you'll lose a lot of spotters and medivacs. So this is kind of weakness of HANSON, and you might wanna ram them with a tank. And Banelings also, like they can also do a lot of damage, so you want to have 3 units or very tank units like tanks in front to tank for them. And the composition that is really tricky, that's the worst composition, is Kelmorian Frenzied Miners. Now that composition has units that are kind of different than all other StarCraft units, the most different composition than every else, and they come like mid tier waves, come with gas tanks that work similar to kaboomers. When they explode, kaboomers spill acid around, these guys spill gas, so the effects is pretty much the same, a lot of AoE damage. So if you just ram them, and like several of them in the composition, your aberrations will not have a good time, and all other units that slam into them melee. So you want to keep them at bay. In that case, siege tanks could be good. Siege tanks can also be good in like minor evacuation. I will not use them here. So siege tanks. That effect is similar to Goliaths. The wreckage or the temporary siege tank that spawn from a dead one will fire a lot faster for the time being, until it's time's out or is being destroyed. And that's all. What I also will not be using here is air units. For that you need the Raider headquarters, and that's Banshee and Raid. Banshees have the upgrades. Let's see, let me show you here. And okay, Heavy Guard Mecha has an upgrade to increase his range and attack speed. Already did that. Goliath did multi-lock system that allows them to fire simultaneously to ground and air, similar to Swan's one. And Raids have tactical jump upgrade. Banshees have like similar to Rainer's Banshees that deal damage in a line. These shock my missile battery, and their death effects are that they spawn suicidal units, suicidal temporal units, so that the rate will suicide into the air unit, dealing 300 damage, and Banshee is the same, but they slam into ground units. So that's, I believe I told everything about that. And the heavy ground mecha, yeah, they have, I mean, you don't wanna deliberately lose them, because maybe in some special situations, because they are pretty expensive. I think 300, 200 they cost and 6 supply. But if they die, the wreckage will spawn a huge amounts of broodlings until it's destroyed or times out, and then when it's destroys, then or times out, it will detonate a small nuke. Okay, so that's about this. I think I will now use. Okay, actually, this was a good thing that I spawned this, but I wanted a choker, but this was a misclick. So kaboomer is the worst type of a boomer. It's the least valuable of all special infested, and it has 800, so 200 less HP than the normal kaboomer of Dead of Night, and the attack is similar, but they are slow, they have a short range, so they won't do much. You can use them in defensive positions, like on maybe add a few on the minor evacuation, and they will do 400 damage to enemies got in explosion when they die, but generally they are least useful. I think I didn't use Hunterlings over here. Hunterlings can be good against ground compositions because they do leap and stun units like Hunterlings do on Dead of Night, and they come in pairs. They have, I think, only 250 energy, so they are the most prone to dying because they leap forward. Okay, now I fight these guys. You can see these eggs in work now. They will spawn volatile infested, killing most of the things, and I kill the rest of the wave. Only these aberrations are doing really good work for me over here. Upgrades are on the way.
Your forces
The
are under
bots are back in town! The bots are back in town!
So this I pretty much told you most of the things. Oh yeah, I use this top bar now here on the just for showing purposes. So these actually here guard mecha died, and see that it spawns a shit ton of broodlings, and now it will. And it also caught the Goliath. You see that it has damaged missile pods that can shoot cluster of missiles over here. Yeah, it won't because now the no enemies.
There are more geysers on the
But
way.
that's how these that effects work.
Your forces
Yeah.
are under
And it even spawns some a volatile infested civilian upon death. Okay, so this is it. A lot of marines. Their grenades are pretty decent ones, because each marine has grenades. They don't do single grenade doesn't do much damage, but when you have a lot, of course, it adds up. And it's on default. It's on autocast. I leave it on autocast because it's too much to work with.
With a box of scraps. I
Like.
never noticed those things floating around here before.
Okay, I'm building these guys to hold this area to at least stall the enemies, and I will get some missile turrets later. This is like emergency, and it does the job. This top bar. By the way, cooldown 45, 75, 120, 180. I think I told you already. And you can see that for yourself when you'll be playing. And now I have a decent amount of choker. Okay, only 5 actually. I think I'll be adding at least like 5-6 more. I like to have chokers, and combination of chokers and the spotters are the most valuable in most cases. So yeah, now I have a really big bio ball. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned. Oh yes, look at this oversupply. So this is kind of weird mechanics when the supply deepest colonist huts are being built. They kind of cost supply, but when they finish, they provide supply. So this is why this is like that. But they won't, I think, supply block you. So don't be bamboozled why you have more supply than they actually have. But see this bio ball, like only the units produced in production facilities, barracks, factory, starport cost supply. Medivacs cost only 1, marine also. other guys a little bit more, but free aberrations don't cost supply, special infested also don't cost supply, so you can have a really huge armies but here, especially if you're gonna have a lot of marines that die, so you have a lot of energy, so then you can have a lot of units, like really huge armies. You see I'm on 150 supply and I have a look at this army. This is a really huge army. Now already 9 spotters, 1 or 2 stanks, no, the 9 chokers, 1 or 2 stanks, 3 spotters, so
Your forces are under attack.
you know, there's 2 of these guys. The way I'm building missile turrets, they're kinda bugged. You see that they come with it's even hard to click them. They do have their detectors. They do have this weaken thing that attacks will weaken the target of reducing damage by 50% for 4 seconds. So they debilitate enemy air units. But you can see the visual bug over here, and also the double the health bar. This is also kind of bug that they should be fixed. That's it.
Oh, those are mine.
So yeah, medivacs. I think I even have too few medivacs over here. I usually have between 10 and 20. And
My bots are back.
okay, I
That
have
means
1
it's
stank,
time.
but I don't need more.
Just a little more terrazine to go. Our victory
11 chokers. And now, I mean, these have top bars. I already cleared them up, so it's good at accumulating these top bars so I can place them. Also these guys to stall, because I don't need more supply depots, but I have minerals and currently I'm not losing anything, so I am building these things and missile turrets over here, and
There go the bots.
yeah, now you see how Steam actually. Okay, now you see this in action.
They're headed for my bots.
Your forces are under attack.
Okay, now I have these guys here. Okay, this survived, but just being stolen, so no biggie over here.
Your forces
See the visual bug. This turret dies, but this remains. So I think in next patch they will fix this. I'm just now adding special infested. I'm not even losing a lot of stuff. You see chokers choking a lot of stuff. That's their value. Just tanking in front. This mothership core is still attacking.
Your forces are under attack.
Okay, now we have some destroyers over here. Those are destroyers. I think actually this is Taldarim air. Yeah, this is actually Taldarim air composition. Yeah, right. Yeah, they have destroyers. So sorry if I said Dalam there. This is the Taldarim thing. I see later, and they are kind of vicious, you know, with the normal commanders. I mean, official co-op commanders will have a lot of problems with the composition like this. Maybe not with Statman, but with like if you're Rainer or something, you'll have a very hard time with this kind of composition. But of course, HANSON is strong. Most these commanders are. Nexus Coop. Now we actually have them. Where's the real mothership? I think it should be, but there is no mothership here. But we have carriers, Skylords. So,
Are under attack.
maybe Taldarin doesn't have the real mothership. I kind of forgot. Yeah, they have only carriers. Dalam they do have. Yeah, I think Dalam has. Okay, now I'm fighting it to front. These guys are stalling until I deal with these, and I added more spotters actually. Now I have 11 spotters to help with these air units. And okay, so that's it, and that's how you play HANSON. Look at this, 12 chokers, 11 spotters, and kaboomer. Don't have I think any hunterlings, but I have a stank also. My stank actually died. Stank it. Oh no, stank is here. You hardly ever lose a stank, so another choker, but now the game is done and that's it. So that's how you play. That's how you play this commander. I think I told you pretty much everything about it. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you liked it, and watch my other videos too. I think I'm gonna do this for other commanders too. Thanks again.